Right now, Italy is a nation divided. Not because of political uproar or class differences, but because of Lewis Hamilton's arrival. While some Tifosi see the seven-time world champion as the missing piece to end Ferrari's title drought, others fear his presence might overshadow Charles Leclerc and ruin team harmony. Let's see what everyone's been saying about Ferrari's new driver duo before the start of the season. Red Bull team boss Christian Horner has tipped Ferrari about the risks of internal strife as Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton prepare to share the garage in 2025. According to Horner, the pairing of two top-tier drivers could create a divisive environment within the Scuderia. Horner bragged about Red Bull's approach of reaffirming Max Verstappen as the team's undisputed leader, with new recruit Liam Lawson set to provide strength in depth, while Red Bull's lack of equally matched drivers may have cost them the Constructors' title in 2024. Horner suggested it also helped maintain harmony within the team. Speaking to TalkSport, Horner said, "We're perhaps slightly different to other teams where we go. Do you know what? Max Verstappen is the most valuable asset in Formula One. He's our lead driver. If you can get close to him, fantastic. But the reality is the expectation is for Max to win. A team like Ferrari next year, for example, are going to have two drivers that are going to be taking points off each other. And which horse do you back? You have to back both of them, but that sometimes becomes divisive within a team. Different teams have different approaches. Ferrari team principal Frederick Vasseur has shot down Christian Horner's warnings about potential divisions arising from Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc's partnership, insisting that the benefits of having two top-tier drivers outweigh any risks. Vasseur pointed to the success of the Leclerc-Carlos Sainz partnership, emphasizing how their equal treatment helped propel Ferrari to second place in the Constructors' Championship last season. He argued that fostering healthy competition within the team has proven to be a strength, not a liability. When asked by Sky F1 if managing Hamilton and Leclerc in a title fight would be a good headache, Vasseur confidently replied, "I prefer to fight for 1-2 than for 19-20. This is clear. And I think it's also part of the performance. Clearly, the last 2 years I let them race on track and it was for the benefit of the team, because the emulation that we created like this was part of the recovery when we had tough times. And they had huge respect between them. And we had a good moment this morning with the father of Carlos in a farewell test at Fiorano. And it was very nice. It's part of the performance of the team." Adding fuel to the fire, Guillaume Cappietto, who worked with both drivers during their storied careers, has weighed in on their opposing styles and potential head-to-head matchup. Cappietto, who coached Hamilton at ART during his F3 Euro Series and GP2 days, recalled the seven-time world champion as relying heavily on instinct early in his career. Cappietto told Motorsport.com that he wasn't as technical back then, noting that Hamilton's off-season work ahead of his 2005 F3 championship paid off. Despite this, Cappietto marvelled at Hamilton's unparalleled car control, particularly in mixed conditions, recalling how the Briton was often a second ahead of everyone at the start of a session. For Leclerc, Cappietto's experience came during the Monegasque driver's dominant F2 campaign with Prema Racing in 2017. By that stage, Leclerc displayed more experience compared to Hamilton at a similar point in their careers, though Cappietto admitted Prema's superior pace made the title run easier. When asked how the two drivers might stack up against each other now, Cappietto's insights only heightened the intrigue surrounding Ferrari's all-star pairing. "It was some years in between, so it's always difficult to compare guys," Cappietto said cautiously. "But I think they are both talented, of course. Both have quite good car control and are able, when the conditions are mixed or damp, etc., to handle that. And I think Charles was coming already more with all the things, like I said before, the driving maps, the driving reference, and how to drive the car theoretically," he added, pointing out Leclerc's technical advantage at the time, which was a bit of a weakness for Hamilton. He had a better background arriving to Prema. "We worked on this a bit more with Lewis at ART. As the 2025 Formula One season inches closer, one burning question remains unanswered. Who will come out on top at Ferrari, Charles Leclerc or Lewis Hamilton? Despite his extensive experience with both drivers during their junior careers, even Guillaume Cappietto admits he can't call it. "At the end, they are both doing well and combining talent and skills when learning and working," he said as he signed off. Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari has ignited a passionate debate among the Tifosi, with opinions split between high hopes for a dream team and concerns about a potentially turbulent partnership with Charles Leclerc. Hamilton joins Ferrari on a multi-year deal, stepping into the iconic red car as Leclerc's teammate in a pairing that promises to be one of the most captivating storylines of the 2024 Formula One season. With Hamilton's record-breaking 105 race wins and 7 World Championships against Leclerc's 8 victories, the dynamic between the two drivers is poised to shape Ferrari's title ambitions. After finishing last season with 5 race wins and a P2 in the constructors' standings, Ferrari is widely tipped to be a title contender this year. But as the Scuderia aims to end an 18-year Drivers' Championship drought, the big question looms: will Hamilton's arrival bolster the team or disrupt its delicate balance? Italian journalist Roberto Cinchero says Ferrari fans are divided on the matter. One camp envisions a harmonious partnership capable of restoring Ferrari to its former glory, while the other fears Hamilton's presence could spell trouble for Leclerc and the team's cohesion. A big part of the Italian Tifosi is trying to imagine how will be the relationship between Lewis and Charles, Cinchero told on the James Allen on F1 podcast. It's a very popular topic in the last weeks. There are two opposite opinions about it. Some believe that Ferrari will have a dream team. That will be no problem at all. But there are those who believe that it will be not easy for Charles to have such a big personality in the other part of the box. But all these answers will come from the track. At the moment, what I can confirm is that for many years I did not see so much interest in the season that awaits Ferrari, considering that the engine has not yet been started for the first time. Former F1 technical director Gary Anderson also weighed in on Lewis Hamilton's high-profile move to Ferrari, predicting it will bring a stark shift in team dynamics, compared to Charles Leclerc's previous partnership with Carlos Sainz. Speaking to the race, Anderson suggested that Ferrari might prioritise Hamilton during the initial stages of the championship, a move that could complicate matters for Leclerc. For Charles Leclerc, there won't be the same family team atmosphere that Sainz brought to Ferrari. Yes, they had their battles, but resolved most of them amicably. With Hamilton, a 7-time champion, joining, it could be completely different. Ferrari has already backed Hamilton to the hilt in paying him way more than Leclerc, and I think it will do the same, back Hamilton, for the first part of the season at least, which could rile Leclerc. Nico Rosberg has issued a warning to his former teammate Lewis Hamilton, cautioning that the 7-time world champion faces a tough task in going head-to-head with Charles Leclerc at Ferrari. While Hamilton remains the all-time record holder for pole positions with 104, his recent qualifying performances have come under scrutiny. Speaking to Sky F1, Rosberg said, "If you take Abu Dhabi, then definitely Charles. Because Charles will be on a similar level to George Russell, which is kind of the best of the next generation level. Except for Verstappen, who was a little higher again, and Lewis is just struggling at the moment, and we don't really know why. So if it's as of today, then Charles will beat him in the same way as George Russell is beating him. But Lewis is the greatest of all time. We still give him the benefit of the doubt that he can be back to his usual best, and then he should be slightly ahead of Charles at the end of the year." Which side are you on in the Hamilton-Leclerc war? Tell us who you think should be number 1 in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.